So you've had a great first meeting with somebody senior or very well connected in your network, and they've told you they'll be able to help you with your job search. But that's it. What do you do next? Do you keep on checking on with them every few weeks, months? How often? How do you build that relationship and move forward from there? I know so many job seekers who are fantastic in having those first conversations, first coffees, and they don't really know how to stay in touch with the other person without making the relationship awkward and cringy. So, in today's video, we are going to come up with some ideas on what are some ways in which you can stay in touch with people, stay on top of their mind without necessarily asking them for a job or update every few weeks. Hi, my name is Shiv Pojdar. I am a Singapore-based job search strategist and career coach and a former corporate recruiter. I am also a LinkedIn top voice on job search and careers, so please don't forget to follow me there. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. I release 2 new videos every week. On Tuesdays are quick weekly tips, and on Thursday is a deep dive just like today. So, how to stay in touch with your network without making the whole thing awkward? Actually, this video came about because one of my clients asked me this question. He's about to get a role, but he's really harnessed a very good network during his job search. And he wanted to see how we can continue building on those relationships instead of restarting when he needs help. He's done a lot of legwork in relationship building this time around. So I actually threw the question at him. I was like, okay, let's do it. Your call. And he came up with some great answers. Uh, some of them clearly have my influence to it, but a lot of them are also his own inputs. So, number one, and the easiest way you don't have to reach out to them or make it very cringy, is commenting on their posts on LinkedIn, or if you're connected with other social media. Depends on the relationship you have. But basically, being on top of their mind is important, but you don't have to remind them all the time about your job search or where they can help you, because once you've had that baseline conversation, they would think about you in those lines, at least till you get the job or till you're still building that function, building that business, etc. So you can reach out to them, comment on their posts, and you're helping them with increasing their brand, validating what they're saying, and that helps in putting into the relationship back. Second thing is, when you had that conversation, hopefully you had a bit broader conversation than just about you. And there were some topics which you talked about which clicked, where you realized both of you aligned, or some things they mentioned which you thought would be interesting to reach back to them. If you come to know anything related to those things, do reach out to them. So it could be about some sports they follow, it could be about a healthcare trend they are right now navigating, basically anything under the sun. It shows them that you care about them as a person, as opposed to just looking at them for that particular job search or career success. Now, question for you: how can you start remembering these things? So what can you do so you don't forget who picks with what topics? Think about that beforehand, because that would be very important for you to be able to follow up with the person. The third is, if you see something about their organization in the news, in your network, you've heard something going on with their organization, just drop them a quick note. Hey, I attended a networking event on AI and people were talking about what's happening with XYZ company. How are things going on with you? Happy to have a chat at any point in time. So very easy, very nonchalant way of reaching out to them. The news could be both positive and negatives. And when you reach out, despite it being a negative news, it tells them that you're not in it only for getting a job in their organization, but overall well-being of this person as well. 4 is a term which has been made famous by Keith Ferrazzi. Keith Ferrazzi is the author of the best-selling book called Never Eat Alone. It is an amazing book for people who want to learn networking. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I'm an introvert. And this is one of those books which gave me some great ideas on how to build relationship and stay connected with people. And one of the things he shares is pinging. Pinging basically is reaching out to people for just checking in on them or sharing something. I actually know someone. I'm not going to name him because I'm not sure how comfortable he is with that, but he has given me a masterclass in building relationship and with C-suite people using memes, exclusively using memes. He would break those barriers, they become friends, etc. So pinging could be absolutely anything, which reminds you a bit informal, but if you think of nothing else, just dropping a quick message saying, "Hey Sarah, I was just thinking about you today and thought I'll check up on you and say hi. How are you doing?" That's pretty much about it. And if they do respond, try not asking them for a job. Just let that be a conversation because, again, they know you in the context of your job search or if you're asking them something. So you don't have to keep on repeating that message again and again, especially if you've been in touch with this person or if you've just spoken to them about job search. If it's been a few months, then you may want to bring that topic, but very subtly. Number five is wishing them on festivals or occasions, even if they don't reply back to you. People do notice. Sometimes they don't reply back because I got busy. Like if you wish me on Deepavali, which is one of my biggest festival which we celebrate, chances are you may not hear back from me, at least not on that day, because I'm so busy working things, getting the festivities sorted, taking care of the kids, going to the temple, etc., etc., etc. But I always read those messages. So you may hear back from me after a few days, and sometimes, just sometimes, I may miss replying because hey, life gets in the way, and especially with two young kids, it can really get in the way. So whenever we don't hear back from people, my interpretation, go to interpretation, is just how I am in my life, very busy. I intend to reply to people, but forget sometimes they may have done the same thing. And that will give you a lot more thick skin to reach out to people. Now, this one is something I tell all my clients and I remind them every year in December. People, even if you haven't been in touch with people for years, just send them a quick email, WhatsApp, whatever your mode of communication with them is, and say, "Hey, Sarah," and I don't know why Sarah is my favorite name, but for some reason today we are using Sarah. "Hey, Sarah, I've been thinking about people who made an impact in my life. If you've been in touch with Sarah this year, you can say, in my life this year, and your name popped up. I just wanted to reach out and quickly wish you season's greetings, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. I hope everything is going well." That's it. Short, sweet message. And you're again depositing in your relationship bank. So when I tell you to start looking at networking as relationship building, it is about giving and taking. And that giving bit is really important. It doesn't have to be giving them a lot, but you need to invest in that relationship. So I hope these tips generated some ideas. They were exclusively generated by a client of mine, with the last bonus tip being my addition. And hopefully, it allows you to stay in touch with people not only during your job search period, but for your career altogether. And again, if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next week with another topic. Till then, go make an impact.